Collins is in the concussion protocol.
What's up, everybody, to the It's Better With You Cleveland Browns Fancast. This is John Spalding. Today we have Spalding Has a Condom on His Head and myself in here in the room. How's it going, Spalding Has a Condom on His Head?
It's fine. I'm just scrolling through the Cleveland Browns injury report for this week to see who's playing and who's not.
Gotcha. We got a jam-packed half hour for you guys today, so thanks for being here. Especially thanks for you, Spalding Has a Condom on His Head. Without you, this Fancast wouldn't be possible.
Wow. I'm honored to be here and glad that some people couldn't get through.
This is our 7th one. We are broadcasting live on the GNBC Cuyahoga County page. We will come and Fancast to your page, too. Just contact us at the It's Better With You Cleveland Browns Fancast. So let's get into today's events on what we're going to be doing on the show. And so today we have our intros and agenda. This is Spalding Has a Condom on His Head's favorite part of the program. This is where we go over our agenda for what we're going to talk about. And as you can see, we have our wide receiver rant. As most of you who are Browns fans know, that a couple games into the season, there's enough to rant about just with the wide receivers alone. So we're going to do that. Go through a couple of Browns quotes. And then we'll do our season preview, season review after 2 games. So there's a lot to talk about already. And we're going to get right into it. Since we have 2 games to catch up since we've talked to you last time. So feel free to make some comments on the live stream. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Anything before I go into the wide receiver rant that I missed that you want to make sure that we cover? Spalding Has a Condom on His Head.
No, I'm ready to go. Oh, I got plenty to rant about, so.
All right, cool. Let's do this. So we have – so what I thought was I would just – this is – and I wish I would have had a comparison, but if you're looking at the chart, we have the wide receiver rank right, wide receiver rank left. I just put them on either side. I wasn't sure. But here's the ranking on the one side. Rashard Higgins, Sammy Coates, Reggie Davis, and Corey Coleman, who we know now is on injured reserve. And then on the left is Kenny Britt, Ricardo Lewis, and Kasen Williams, the guy we got from Seattle. This is very different from the order that those were in to begin the season. Obviously, Corey Coleman was there. Rashard Higgins was on the practice squad. Kenny Britt was in the same spot. What do you think about these rankings, Condom?
I have no idea why Kenny Britt is still listed as the number 1 receiver on that side of the field. He's either disinterested.
Either him or Ricardo Lewis.
Okay, well, one of them has proven that he wants to play, and one of them has proven that he gives 2 shits about what's going on out there. He's dogging it on the field. Right now, he looks like what did I say? He's Dwayne Bowe 2.0. I'm surprised he's not over there riding a bike faking an ankle injury.
He's getting a lot of those comparisons. There's a lot of people upset. Do we give him these next 3 games against also winless teams to see if he can turn it around? Or should he already just be behind Lewis to start the game?
I think he should be behind Lewis as kind of a slap in the face. If you're trying to build the culture, you got to let these guys know you expect them to play. You're paying them a lot of money. You expect them to play, not just sit there and dog it on the field.
Yeah, there was so many videos of people posting where like he was just like not finishing the route, or they were not on the same page as him and Kaiser were not on the same page as each other. So I think that's a question mark. So maybe Ricardo Lewis bumps him up if Kenny Britt continues to struggle and play horribly. What about Sammy Coates? Do you see him playing at all this week?
I'd like to see more out of him. I just haven't. I know he has the speed. 6'1", 210, 212, whatever he's going, whatever they have him listed as, and he's supposed to be fast as hell. He's only in his third year, so why is he not getting a little more looks, a few more targets? Why isn't he on the field a little more? He has a little more experience than some of the other guys. He just doesn't want to be here either, but it's hard to tell because we haven't seen him do anything yet.
Yeah.
I want to see more out of him just so I can make some kind of an evaluation that makes sense.
Okay. So we need to see a little bit more of him before we can decide. Reggie Davis, do you know who that is?
I do not know who Reggie Davis is.
I have no idea who Reggie Davis is.
I know they have him listed as third. He is a rookie. He's 5'11", 170. He's only 21 years old.
Was he undrafted?
I can't tell you.
What's up, Tom? Anyone else who's watching, if you guys know who Reggie Davis is, please let us know, and we'll let everybody else know. They signed Jordan Leslie to the practice squad. Did you get super excited when he put on Twitter that he's coming back?
Didn't even hear that. I have to say I'm going to have to update my Twitter, follow a few more people just to see what they're saying these days.
All right, and the last one mentioned, reserved and suspended, Josh Gordon.
What's the next slide?
Oh, come on! You're not even
what are we gonna
discussion on the young man?
What are we gonna? Did he get reinstated? I don't understand.
He's supposedly finishing up his rehab stint.
Okay, which
and then
rehab stint is this?
I think this is the NFL one that they asked him to go to, saying if you complete this last one or this one successfully, and you have a good grounds for being reinstated.
So it's not guaranteed that he's even going to get reinstated.
No.
So he hasn't seen a playbook yet. He hasn't been on the field maybe since he was there in preseason
last year.
I mean,
OTAs in preseason.
What can we really expect from him at a production standpoint?
Well, I did the comparison with you earlier. I see him. Right now, given his age and where he's at, now he might not be in game shape, but I would still put him above Casson Williams, Reggie Davis, maybe Ricardo Lewis or Sammy Coates, but probably Kenny Britt.
Well, right now, if you ask me, Lewis and Higgins should start. They're the only two that have proven they actually want to be on the field. I know Coleman
and
is
the only ones that prove that they can catch and get some kind of separation.
Casey Williams at least is a little over 6 feet. He's 220. He's a bigger-bodied receiver. But he's the same as some of the other guys. He has no experience. There's nothing to, gauge him on. You can't say whether he's good, bad, or indifferent because we just haven't seen enough.
Yeah. Yep.
You get some of these younger guys out there that actually want to play and prove themselves. Who knows what they might do? Maybe some of them might actually be able to catch. I mean, shit. How many times I'm going to watch Kenny Britt drop the football?
Gotcha. So, I bet they go a little bit conservative. I think we'll see a combination of if Williams he was out last time. He was inactive for the last game. So I think we'll see I don't think we'll see Reggie Davis, but I think we'll see Higgins, Coates, Britt, Lewis, and Williams if Williams is available. I don't know if they'll bring up Jordan Leslie. You think they will?
No, I don't think yet. I mean, if they just sign him to the practice squad, what's he been doing for the last few weeks? Bagging groceries somewhere?
Yeah, for real.
You like to think he's out there working out and keeping his head in the game and waiting just for that phone call. Hey, I know that guy. Oh, he's there he is.
Who?
This guy.
We were just in an in-depth conversation.
I got all the cameras set up. Everything's looking nice, and then you come in late.
Oh, sorry.
Fuck Swagger. I tell you, it is so good to see you on tonight.
Well, throw him right into the mix here, John.
So I don't know if you saw the slides or not, but what do you think about our wide receivers?
They're bad. Real bad.
Wait a minute. You're starting off with a non-swear word?
For now, yeah.
We have. So who should be so the rankings were Higgins, Coates, Davis, and Coleman on one side. Coleman's obviously injured. Then on the other side is Britt, Lewis, and Casson Williams. Would you start anyone on the left side ahead of Kenny Britt, Ricardo Lewis, or Casson Williams? Or would you keep Britt in there? That's the big question.
I don't have the slide. I think you bench Britt. Coleman's hurt. Start Higgins and Kason Williams.
So Higgins and Williams.
You take Williams over Ricardo Lewis?
I saw Sammy Coates. Well, I don't know. I saw Coates and Britt both loafing it last week, so they should be benched. Higgins, Lewis. Yeah, maybe Lewis over Kason Williams. And then see what Jordan Leslie can do.
Oh, God. He's on the practice squad.
I know, but
you don't see him doing anything, do you?
I mean, look,
not like you could do any worse than what Britt's doing.
Ricardo Lewis is our biggest receiver size-wise at 6'2", 215. I mean, and that's not big by any stretch of the imagination in the NFL, but as far as our team goes, he's the biggest guy we have. You want a big body? Well, I mean, Britt's got him by an inch, but he can't catch.
Right. I gotcha. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the It's Better With You Cleveland Browns Fancast. Spalding has a condom on his head, as always, colorful as usual. And we have... Who else do we have in here?
We have 1-17.
1-17. Is that even possible in the NFL?
No, it's not.
No, because we won all of our preseason games. So take that.
Wouldn't it be 1-15? I'm just wondering.
All right, guys, so we left off with our wide receiver slide. Is there anything else we have to talk about with regards to our wide receivers?
Besides that they all suck, no.
Are you looking forward to getting Josh Gordon back, Jimmy?
Sure.
All right, guys, here's some quotes. Let's get right into them. I wouldn't say I'm upset with the play calling, but sometimes I question it, he said. Everybody has their own opinions. I have my own opinions. You might have your own opinions. Hugh Jackson has his own opinions. I'm just a player. Do we know who said this?
It's got to be Isaiah Crowell.
Yeah.
Is it Crowell?
Is Isaiah Crowell, everybody. Yeah. The Crow. What do you guys think? It's his contract year, and they made him sign that second draft pick tender this year.
Right.
As an undrafted. In all honesty, I think going from an undrafted and playing yourself into a second round draft pick tender is pretty good.
Yeah. They didn't make him sign anything. Yeah, he could have not signed it.
Right, he could have. He could have refused.
You know? Mm-hmm. And they would have just been with their next man up mentality, and he would have been gone. Probably wouldn't get shit from anybody else either. He wants 25, 30 carries a game.
Yeah.
Does anybody blame him for that? But the problem is you're going to have 25 carries for 40 yards.
Right.
You get 25, 30 carries a game, you better hit 100 yards.
His production has been terrible, but he's not. He hasn't been able to get into a rhythm.
Well, they need to quit running that same freaking fake read option play
all the way outside and tries to get around the corner.
Well, it's that one where he stands like right next to Kaiser, and as soon as he hands it to him, and then almost fakes like he's not going to give it to him, but gives it to him anyway, and he gets a yard.
Is that in the shotgun when they do that in the shotgun?
Yeah,
that's a college play, and
it's almost every play.
You can't run that in the NFL.
Do they not? Are they not running off center at all? Like he's not lining up behind center?
It seems like Kaiser's in the shotgun like 80% of the time.
They say he's more comfortable back there. Well, you got to get him out of his comfort zone because you will not be able to run the ball effectively that way. It's been proven for 2 weeks.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
The running back is questioning the play calling. Are we nervous? Is there trouble in Tinseltown here?
I question the play calling.
I was going to say, I question the play calling too. I was screaming at the TV Sunday saying, why are you running that same fucking play again? It goes nowhere.
Well, for example, when they had 1st and goal at the 4-yard line, the first play they run is a quarterback draw play, a quarterback run.
Yeah, what in the heck?
The guy just got back from a migraine, and you're running the quarterback.
Yeah. That's a different discussion right there.
Crow did miss a couple blocks.
Put your fullback in there and run Crowell 4 times.
All right. So his complaints are justified.
I don't think he should be airing them in the media, but
I guarantee you, if he was a little more productive with his running, he'd be getting the ball more.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Is
if you're cracking off 3-4 yards a carry, which at no fault of his own, I'm going to I've said this before. We have a great pass blocking line. We have a shitty run blocking line.
Right now, it sucks. No doubt.
So I can't really expect him to do too much. But if he's not hitting the hole and driving, and he's just flopping for a yard, I wouldn't be feeding him either.
Well, they're running a lot of these sweeps too, and you can't in the NFL. You can't outrun those guys to the corner. Crowell's not that fast, fast enough. So don't run those anymore, especially to the short side of the field. It doesn't make any sense.
So yes, I would have to say that it's I don't know about you, John, but we're about 66% sure that the play calling right now sucks balls. So we're with Crowell on that.
Yeah.
All right, well, here's the next one. That's one of my biggest fears, being a guy who does get chronic migraines. It happened during a game. He said, it was bound to happen sometime for me, and I'd rather there in the season where I can learn from them and create a better plan.
It's the dumbest. That was me on Sunday. Kaiser. That was me on Sunday, like in the middle of the second quarter. I said the exact same thing. Yeah. I got a fucking migraine. Get me out of here.
Heavy drinking is all that can take care of our migraines.
It is a common symptom of Browns fandom, for sure.
I'd rather they're in the season where I can learn from them and create a better plan. So they have known about chronic migraines for a while.
So are we led to believe that Kaiser wants to get a migraine during the season so he knows how to cope with it on the field?
That is what it sounds like. So my thing is, clearly on Sunday, the plan that he had to cope with his migraines didn't work. It was not successful.
Well,
so I'm looking forward
to
what
is. That's like he's saying you'd rather get an accident in rush hour traffic than on Sunday driving because you want to see how you're going to cope with it.
You want to see how you're going to respond. That's right.
He hasn't had one since high school is what I heard, right? Did you guys hear that?
I didn't hear that.
He hasn't had one of these since high school, so it's not like it's a frequent thing that happens.
Wow.
Have you had migraines? Do you suffer from migraines?
No, from what I know, though, I mean, they are extremely debilitating. You can't do anything.
Well, that's, and my biggest concern was that day he goes out to the sidelines and says, my head hurts. I think I have a migraine. And I go, well, wait a minute. We need to have you evaluated because the doctor, the guy who's not, just there to make sure says, well, wait a minute, come over here and talk to me for a second. Boom, he's in the concussion protocol.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen.
I kind of wished it did, though. I'm not going to say anything.
But, it's a little nerve-wracking. I think it's a little nerve-wracking knowing that he gets migraines.
Well, that's the other thing. If the Browns knew about it, man.
You wouldn't have drafted him?
Let's just add to the list.
I don't know that I would have drafted him in the first place, but that's neither here nor there. He's here. He's here now. Why would you?
All right.
We
killed this slide.
Exactly.
Here we go, guys. This is some optimism. Please don't shred this, okay? Once we get to that first win, to me, I think once we get that first win, we're going to start rolling because we're going to understand what it takes. We're going to see how it feels, and we're going to go into the next week again, rolling, and we're just going to handle our business.
Jabril Peppers.
What?
It is not Jabril Peppers.
Okay.
It's not Jabril Peppers. That's got to be Hugh.
That is not Hugh. That is not Hugh.
Okay, well, it sure as fuck wasn't me.
It is an offensive player.
Zane Gonzalez.
No.
An offensive player. Was that also Isaiah Crowell?
It would be the wide receiver who you thought should replace Kenny Britt.
Josh Gordon.
Well, we all think Josh Gordon should replace Kenny Britt.
Hollywood Higgins.
Sammy Coates.
Ricardo Lewis.
What do
you guys think? Once we get that first win, to me, I think once we get that first win, we're going to start rolling because we're going to understand what it takes.
I disagree.
You think they already understand what it takes? And
no, it's hard to get on a roll when you have a rookie quarterback and crappy receivers.
But he's saying that once they do get that win,
and no running game, right? Well, I hope so. Yeah. Sounds good in theory.
It's just that's lip service. He's blowing smoke. What's he gonna say? If we win one, we're gonna regress from there and lose the rest.
Right, exactly.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. No one's gonna say that. So.
No, I like the optimism. That's outstanding. But let's, come on.
Certainly with our typical Cleveland fan pessimism.
If you can't beat the Colts or the Bengals, you've got serious problems.
You're going into Indy this week as 3-point favorites on the road as a team that's won 3 games in like the last 36 or 29 or whatever. It's something ridiculous.
Yeah.
And you're a favorite on the road against a team that is really, really bad. And I think we're not great.
The Colts roster is definitely the worst in football. So
you got the Colts, the Texans, the Jets. The Colts, Cincinnati, Texans, and Jets all coming up in 4 week back to back, right?
You got to beat the Jets and the Colts for sure.
So you got to win 3 of those games.
So
I think you're only going to win 2.
I did a season review and a season preview. So the season review was just our last 2 games, and the season preview is kind of what's coming up. So let's go back, and I'm going to go through a couple of bullet points in season review. 0-2, no Myles Garrett, injuries to Coleman and Jamie Collins, QB inconsistency, bend but don't break with some question marks, and turnovers and penalties. In addition to that list, what are some other bullet points from the first 2 games that you guys would put on there as kind of a where we are now?
Play calling.
Say more.
Offensive play calling I thought was atrocious. So how are you going to address that?
Okay.
I mean, and at what point during the game against the Colts, if he stinks up the room, are you going to tell Kaiser, guess what? You got another migraine. No, I don't. Yeah, you do. Go sit the fuck down.
Slow starts is a problem for sure.
Oh, slow starts is definitely a problem.
Only 2 games, but yeah, isn't the first 10 plays or whatever supposed to be scripted? How do you come out there and have delay of game and false starts right off the bat?
Yeah,
on your first drive.
Right.
It's unacceptable.
It's like those, and you could tell the defense is very animated, and they were calling the checks, and they were getting them rattled.
Yeah,
there's no continuity in that offensive line. There's no, they're still taking advantage of the lack of communication. I mean, it's only Thomas and Bitonio that have played together.
Right, because I saw something today that said the whole line basically never played the entire preseason together.
Right.
So that, that is something there. But the false starts.
Oh, I hate.
I mean, really, these are all veteran guys.
Right.
I mean, yeah. And when are we going to find an answer at the other tackle? I'm tired of hearing that guy's name because
Sean Coleman.
Yeah, I mean, I have heard his name so many times already this season, and it's never been for anything good.
You're stuck with him.
Where is what's his name? Where's that Cam Irving? Who did he get traded to?
Who the hell knows?
Kansas City.
We got a pick for him though, right?
Maybe
the Chiefs.
A 5th round pick for him.
That's incredible.
Whoever did that deserves dinner every night of the year on me.
I hope Collins is not gone for a significant amount of time. We don't have anyone that comes in after him.
I haven't heard his name. Have you?
Oh, you mean when he plays?
What has he done?
He got a concussion.
Yeah, well, in the Pittsburgh game, I swear to God, and I asked my dad, I'm like, is Collins playing? I guess he played, but
is he just kind of lurching around back there?
I never saw him.
And that's a really good question. Who is coming in? Who's going to fill his spot?
Well, I know you're already looking it up. I know you're already looking it up. I can tell.
Yeah. Well,
trying,
you guys
I'm
you
trying.
should have the depth chart right there in front of you, John.
Well, John,
Well,
you should.
Yeah, I gotta produce, so someone else's needs to be the stats and depth chart guy.
I'm
Okay.
always trying to be your stats guy on the fly. It's just
If you guys were more prepared going into it, then you would have that
All right.
information.
I
at your
could
fingertips.
do personnel and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
The
Middle
roles are
linebacker.
expanding here on the Cleveland Browns
Okay.
Fancast, and if any of you are
Burgess.
watching and you want to be a part, hit us up on Facebook.
Just so you know, it's Burgess. Jay Burgess.
James Burgess.
James Burgess. He's had 3 tackles and 1 sack so far this year.
No,
Okay, that's more than Jamie Collins.
Well,
All right,
that's
guys.
for
So
sure.
that's our season review. Let's look at our season preview, and then I put in quotes the next few games. So let's back up. Who's going to be catching the ball?
Nobody apparently.
I think Njoku. What's his name? Seth DeValve.
I think you got to get the backs
Ricardo
involved
Lewis.
more.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? Njoku
Higgins and what's
Played
his name?
well.
Yeah, he did.
Sunday.
Johnson.
I can't really say too much about him.
Yeah, he had that one drop. Good,
Yeah,
good
drop.
touchdown.
He got some alligator arms every now and then, but he
Yeah.
made a really nice. He relocated really well in the end zone. That was
Yep.
a nice catch.
Yep.
On what was I don't want to say questionable throw by Hogan. It was a decent throw where he was the only one that was going to get it, and he turned his body around and got it. It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see more production out of him moving down the field, but that seems to be more Randall Telfer.
Yeah, and Telfer's a good blocker too.
Right.
Yeah.
The next bullet point I put in there was they picked up 2 guys, Reggie Porter and Justin Thomas. Reggie Porter's a defensive back. I'm not sure what Justin Thomas's position is, but both of them were with Indy this year.
Oh.
One went to the Ravens, and then Thomas, they just picked him
Yeah.
up. So,
You're picking up Colts.
So,
yeah, I don't
yeah,
know.
What was a couple of years ago? The Colts were picking up everything we had.
here's
all
the question.
our
Here's the
scraps.
question. These look like timely pickups for the upcoming game. I don't know that they'll be on the team after this Sunday.
Oh, yeah, one of those spy situations.
You think they called them into the meeting room and said, "Hey, well, anything
tell
you
us
can help
everything
out
you
with,
know
we'll
about the
appreciate it."
Colts, and yeah, probably.
Yeah.
More than likely. Happens all the time.
Do they get
NFL.
extra money if their game planning was successful, or if any of their
Good
tips
question.
worked out? Do they get dinner, or I don't know.
There's gotta. I'm
They
sure
put
we
them-
can find out. There's gotta be somebody we can.
Do
talk
they
to.
sneak the playbook on their iPad over to them, or are they bound not to say anything? I don't know.
Oh yeah, you guys got to tell me who this guy is.
I think there's a
Can
code.
you look
but
at his phone?
Can you see him?
I can't
Kai.
Kai
Nakua?
Nakua?
Kaya Nakua is listed on the depth chart as our
He's gone.
backup free safety.
Yeah, he's gone already.
Well, I hope so, but he's still on. He's still on here.
We have a guy named Michael Jordan.
He's still on here, according to ESPN.com, which
Michael Jordan was a pickup. He's not a safety. He's a cornerback, but I guess he was with Williams last year,
oh boy,
and so they
Greg?
picked him up.
Okay.
Yeah, Greg Williams. We are favored to win. That's the first time we've been favored to win since 2015. Does that make you guys excited?
When's the last time they were favored as a road favorite?
That's-
It's
that
the
has
first
to
time
be
they've
years.
been favored. It's the first time they've been favored at all since 2015.
Yeah, I know. The road favorite has to be much longer
Yeah.
span than that.
wow! And I'll bet you the last time we were favored, it probably wasn't even a field goal.
The last time they were favored, they lost. It was to Jacksonville, 24-6. Yeah, heard that on the radio today.
Oh, I remember that game too.
Remember that?
Yep.
We were
yep.
supposed to win. We
Everyone
lost
was so
24-6.
pumped going into it, we got
Yep.
this, and they just trounced us. Blake Bortles,
Yeah.
wasn't that his first year?
Yeah, what's that receiver that torched Joe Hayden a couple times?
Mhm.
That's his name is Everybody.
The people in the stands at the Steeler game that were yelling F Hayden. I mean, I felt bad for the 8-year-old, that was sitting down with his dad in front of us, but I couldn't stop laughing every time he was on the field. The people were not nice to him. It was clear that the separation was mutually approved.
Well, yeah, sure. And he went to the Steelers. So
Yeah, what a
that's-
loser.
Yeah, dick.
Well, he's not really lighting it up over there this year so far.
Wait, are you doing any more research over there, Brian? You're like staring at your phone like a millennial.
I'm always doing research for you, John. I'm always doing for you.
Well, that's all I got, guys. We're gonna have to I'm gonna have to dub both of these together to make it a complete fan cast. But I appreciate you being on here. Let's look at the next 3 games. Do a little bit of a prediction before we go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they need to win 2 of these next 3, right?
They have to.
And hopefully 3 of the next 4.
No, that's pushing it.
Well, you know me. I'm saying 4 of the next 4.
You're saying 4. You're saying they're going to rattle off, and in a month we're going to be talking 4 and 2.
Only because I have a feeling winning is contagious. I believe it, and you know what? Somebody said once we get that first one and we know how to do it, we're going to roll from there.
Well,
the Colts we should beat.
yes.
We always play Cincinnati well at home, and they just fired their offensive coordinator. They're a mess right now.
They suck. Yeah.
Then we go to Houston, which is tough on D,
Oh,
but
the
they
Jets,
have
Jets, then Houston.
Okay, fine, even better.
Houston has no offense.
Houston they don't even know what their answer is at quarterback right now. They have one wide receiver that anybody can even
Don't they have Deshaun
remember
Watson?
his name. Exactly.
Yeah, but
So
he's
they
not.
have
He's not lighting it up.
Yeah.
No, he's not doing anything, and he came in for Savage, and it's been just as bad.
Bill O'Brien is a quarterback killer.
They're struggling in Houston, and they're coming up against the Patriots this week, so they're probably going to get smacked big time.
And you're going to be at that game, Houston, Cleveland.
I will be there representing.
Are we gonna go live? We're gonna do the Fancast live from Houston.
Live from Houston.
Very well can. I don't care. Whatever you want to do. Don't forget there's an hour time difference there. So
I gotcha. We should
I
do
will be there.
one Sunday morning. I think that'd be a good idea.
If I can figure out a way to get, do this with my phone, I'll just live stream it right from there.
Yeah, you can use the link from just get the Zoom app on your phone.
But so we were looking at winnable.
Once we get that first
Winnable.
win, to me, I think once
Houston
we get
on
that
the
first
road.
win, we're going to start rolling because
Who
we're going
said
to
that?
understand what it takes.
Okay,
We're going to see
Ricardo
how it
Lewis.
feels.
Thank you.
And we're going to go
Thank
into
you,
the next
Ricardo.
week again rolling, and we're just going to handle our business.
Well, I mean, it's better than saying, yeah, we're going to go out there and play as a team and give 110%, and we're going to play hard every week, and maybe
Complimentary football.
I
got a
want
great
them-
group of guys here, and everybody's trying their hardest, and Coach Hughes got us ready to play, and all that other bullshit.
Yeah.
I want them
Yep.
to be 4-2, but if they're 3-3, I won't be mad. What record would it be, and you would be like, "That's it, someone's gone." 0-6.
Oh, you're talking about-
you mean
1-5?
Hugh
When do they-
Jackson?
Yeah,
when does
after the next 4
uh,
games. After the next 4 games.
If
When
you
does-
go 0 for 4 and you're standing at 0-6, yeah, you're probably going to get fired.
If you can't make it through these next 4 weeks without a couple victories, and I'm talking not overtime field goals, decidedly putting points on the board, not running away with the game either, but handling your business, as Ricardo Lewis likes to say. Yeah, there'll be somebody. We're going to have an interim head coach before the end of this season, I can guarantee.
Which would
Yep.
which would be bad, but
Which will probably be Greg Williams.
That's not going to happen.
yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Mhm.
We're keeping
No.
you. We're going to rattle off some victories, and we're going to see everybody next Wednesday. At least
For another
you two.
fan cast?
At
Another
least you
fan
two.
cast.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
For another fan cast.
I can't wait. Do we have
Hopefully,
scheduled start time for
Good
everyone?
times. 7 p.m.
If everything works out, 7 p.m. We'll start broadcasting at 7:15, 7:30.
Okay.
All right, everyone. Thanks for coming in.
See ya.
See
Been
ya.
real.
That's terrific. Managed to get a half an hour in it.